Go ahead.
Lost his homies.
Like the show. They're not on the show anymore. The two hosts that was with him.
Marlon Rory.
Hmm.
What happened?
The way he explained it, just how friends go through things,
Mm.
came between the money.
How friends go through things.
It came over the money.
Apparently, that it led to the separation.
Damn.
Hmm.
So
Are we live?
yeah, we live, baby. Live,
Oh.
live and in action.
We are just that morning warm up,
It's
y'all.
that
You know what
morning
I'm saying?
warm up, man. Wanted to kick y'all off with something. Look, go back to some normal stuff. So going back to it, you want to be rich? Like, is rich a goal?
I asked some of the kids yesterday. We was talking about who is the richest right now in the world, and they were saying Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates, naming all these people. And I said, what would you do with $16 billion? And they was just showing his money. He has way more than that, but I was asking just $16 billion and really couldn't even think of anything to do but give it away.
Mhm.
I have a set limit now of just really how much money I need, and it's nowhere near being rich, to be honest.
What others can consider?
How do you know how much you need right now?
That's a good point. I know how much I need right now. That's what I'm speaking in terms of. So
How much do you need right now?
I don't want to say it over there.
Why not?
I have a goal that I'm trying to get to,
That's what I'm saying. So you can't. How can you say how much you need right now if that's ever changing?
Well, I look at it
because of goals and desires.
I look at that is true. I look at it just I want to say around January, I had set some goals for my birthday. And one of the goals was a certain amount of money I wanted to just be able to save up to.
Right.
And so that's just a number I've been looking at the moment.
Yeah.
Very close to it though. Hey,
That's
keep
what's
your
up.
goals. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Y'all
what's up.
do everything.
That's what's
You know.
up. Yeah. I know I was reading some as far as business. No, well, not reading. I was watching the video, and the guy was talking about.
I'm glad you did that.
Yeah. Not reading.
People do that a lot. You know,
I
read
don't care,
something,
man.
they
I
weren't
was
reading it. You know
watching
what I'm
something.
saying?
I don't care. I mean, I get a lot of information from watching stuff. But I was watching something, and what's his name? Is it Eddie V? I believe his name is. He was talking about it, and he was like, a lot of people don't have a concept of how much money really is, right? So you'll shoot and think you're not successful for this $1 million mark when $370,000 is a lot of money, right? And you know, people won't think they're successful, or they want their business to go in and make all of this money, but with that, you know, comes a lot of responsibilities and things of that nature. So I only ask that question is because you know, I think rich is a mindset. You know what I'm saying? And I think reaching this level of richness and we'll think we're not successful because of a certain number. So that's why I kind of asked that.
I mean, greed is just based off numbers, so it's never going
Right.
to end. You know what I'm saying? There's just really no way around that.
Yeah, if it's a number, it can be infinite. You know, it can be infinite.
I was gonna say, here we go now. Okay.
I was about to say infinity.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah. Because I was watching I don't know if y'all seen it, the 90s, Welcome to the 90s. It's a Netflix documentary, and it talks about all of the 90s teen superstars. So all of the people from like Disney, but anyway, it just came out. My wife and I was watching it, and these are all like the, you know, Punky Brewsters, all of these people who got really famous at a really young age, and how many of them killed themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
After they've reached this certain, you know, fame and all this richness at an early age, and it just started to make me wonder, like, is wealth or an amount of money the goal?
I don't believe any of them goals I see on TV anymore. Like, for example, relationship goals, Quavo and Sweetie. I know not too long ago, all the girls were talking about the Birkin bags and hey, shout out to my boy Dominique Moore, you know. But I know I'm not a big dumb. I know a lot of people was talking about relationship goals and all that. But recently, a video came out where Quavo and the girl was in the elevator fighting over, I think, a Birkin bag or something, just so materialistic. And it was like, see, you know what I'm saying? So I don't believe any of them goals I see on TV anymore.
Yeah.
It just kind of, I don't know. It's just doesn't make sense to me at this moment.
I think we put too much onus on famous people anyway, like what they do and how they do it, and put them almost in this God status, you know, with the relationship goals, with Kirk Franklin cussing out his son, all of that stuff.
I forgot about
Cuss
that.
out his son?
Yeah. I'm
He
talking
said,
about.
I will choke you out. He said a couple things.
Yeah, cussing and everything. But when I heard it, I'm like, I hear a fight. I mean,
he can't cuss.
yeah, right. And that's what my point was we put these famous people and who we see as what success is on this pedestal and think that they can't mess up or they're not human.
Right. That situation led to the question of what was abuse. And I guess that kind of leads to what is I mean, that's such a vague question, but like where's that line go where it's like abusive versus just tough, or I don't know. Yeah. Strict, or I don't know what the word is.
Are you talking about
in a
with the
relationship?
Quavo or with Kirk Franklin?
Just in general, because it's like on both of those situations, it was a situation of where was it abuse, and then what is abuse, and that's when so many contexts and opinions came out.
One, I don't think you can tell somebody else how to parent their child.
Okay.
So if Kirk Franklin decides to cuss his kid out, like that's something that he gonna have to deal with. Like, right. I mean, like,
yeah.
The more we keep trying to be in everybody else's business, you like, if your house ain't in order, why are you looking at somebody else's yard? Like, you got some stuff that you may have cussed somebody out earlier that day, but you judging Kirk Franklin. Like, I'm not saying what he did is right, but what is right? Like, you never know what was going through. I don't know. Like, but I guess in the abuse part, I mean, I feel like as a man, when you've taken it too far.
Right. And that was really just the guy.
You should never put your hands on a woman.
Exactly.
No way, shape, or form.
Exactly.
So I agree. You should know, but
it depends on what you've seen growing up.
What does that? What if that line has been cultivated to be a little bit further?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you've seen something. So you should know, but your line of knowing might be completely different than what it should be, or totally unhealthy, where I feel like I got control over this woman. So
I forgot I was talking to somebody about that, and we were talking about what it is to be a man. And I was like, everybody has a different view of what being a man is, because it depends on what they saw. Some people saw a man and they thought a man was the guy that was beating their mom. So as they grow up, they take on that form of, I need to be aggressive with women. And that's what makes me be a man. Or they may have seen somebody be flashy. Right. So as they get older, they look for that flashiness to affirm them as being a man. Some people
with a bunch of women.
Right. It affirms them as, I got to do this to be a man. And unfortunately, young boys now, you're constantly just being molded by who's around you. You're constantly being molded like, oh, okay, I see they do that. He got his hair like this. He walk like this. I'm gonna try that. Especially if you don't got nobody in the household.
Yeah.
So you never know. Like with both of those situations, I look at both of those situations like I don't know the whole story. You only get what TMZ gives you.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
And so
that in itself,
people hype stuff up. Like you never know what the heck is going on. So I don't really fall into it.
Famous people shouldn't be relationship goals, and famous people live and have lives on their own.
Yeah.
So I definitely agree.
The moment that you start comparing your relationship to somebody else's, you've already lost
the comparison. And I think it's just the level of abuse has to be identified by one of the two people, right? I think that's the only way that you can understand what abuse is, either the person being abused or the person doing the abuse, right? Like people would have looked at my family growing up. They would have thought I was abused because we got whooped with switches and we got all of that stuff, right? So it's all, subjective, based on, what you do. I wish it was more standard and we could, protect things, but it changes for all the situation. Now, I don't know enough about his situation and Birkin bag and all that. They were fighting over the Birkin bag.
I mean, to be honest, like just the video comes out.
He pulls her into the elevator.
It kind of looked the same as that. You remember that old Beyonce? Solange and Jay-Z video?
No.
She was going
Solange put hands on.
Look, it was definitely it was tussling up in the elevator.
But what Beyonce said, when it's $1 billion in the elevator, we're gonna have some problems. It's a whole nother thing. But man, y'all be safe. I can't say that to it. Just recognize and set your boundaries and your standards to a certain level. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let a Birkin bag be the reason.
Right.
I
I do want to say something though. I had a conversation with one of my little mentees. She's at Radford, and we talked yesterday, and it's amazing. You talked about this. Is like nowadays, or one of y'all said something. Nowadays, the success, like the kids need instant gratification with
Every
success.
bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
So they see Instagram, and it's like at 22, your life is not complete unless you making $200,000.
Mhm.
You got this car,
Mm-hmm.
can shop with this, and travel 6 months out of the year.
Mhm.
I had to have a real talk with her, like, yo, like you're 22
Yes,
years old,
Exactly.
bro.
There's no level of working for anything.
No, like you're about to graduate college. Like,
Mhm.
what makes you think
Yep.
that you've done it? Now, please don't take it away from me. Do you deserve this? Cool.
Yeah.
Do you want this? Cool. Is
Yeah.
it a goal? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to put some
You
work
gotta put
in,
some
bro.
work in.
Mhm.
That's
Like
it.
you gonna have to. Y'all want this quick lifestyle
Mhm.
and not to put no work in. Like I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do this. I deserve to make this. It's like, yo, do you? Like, what work have you put in?
What makes you? What
Bruh.
separates you from anyone else thinking the same thing?
Bruh. It would be different if you were working at 8 years old
Mhm.
and then at
Mhm.
22,
Mhm.
you're like, yo, I deserve this.
But
Like-
unfortunately, they see posting on social media as work,
As
right?
work.
So they make a direct correlation to these number of likes and my number of followers as I'm doing well. And I had this conversation with the young man also who was 20, not in school, just I'm trying to find myself and all of this stuff. But I go to his Instagram, he has like 10,000 followers, right? And doing all these videos. That's why, because you want your life, your real life to match what you have on Instagram, and all these people like me, so I feel like I should have
right.
all this stuff. All these people like my videos, so I feel like I should have all this money. So that's why they end up just doing the bare minimum to get what they need to be able to look a certain way, and that's a tough place to be.
It's a tough place to be.
Yeah, I kind of honestly just want to shout out to all the kids right now because they're going through a lot. I didn't even really honestly realize it till about yesterday. Some of the kids have gone back to school. And just like honestly talking to the kids, it was a English lesson kind of. I just asked them what's the difference between urgency and importance. And they just had to kind of sit there and think about it. And I was like, ask yourself, what are some things in life that you are like drastically trying to make happen urgently?
Mm-hmm.
And then what are some things that are just important and y'all aren't like, doesn't need it right now. And it was interesting seeing them write down the stuff on paper and then say, why is that more important than that? Because this is urgent and this is not.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really just, they're all over the place right now. And I realized, honestly, if I was to do that same thing, I would be just as confused.
Yep.
I think I love the fact that I'm really, really grateful for the opportunity for the virtual academy that we got.
Yeah.
And being able to put eyes on them every day and like give them those real skills.
Mhm.
I've watched our kids grow in ways that there's no way that they would have gotten that growth being in the school because they just don't learn those same lessons.
They don't.
Those emotional skills, those social skills. So
those in the moment times to be able to process what they're feeling.
Right.
Yeah.
And be able to have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
And have the time to have a conversation about it and still get your work done.
Yeah.
Right.
We've seen kids that never make good grades make A, B honor roll. Like, so I definitely think that they are going through a lot, but it's very much intentional.
Right.
And they're where they're supposed to be. At least the ones that we're working with, I believe that
the ones that we are.
They're where they're supposed to be. And I pray that the rest of the kids that are going through things get that attention and that love too.
I'm telling you, because there's just so much going on. Like, are y'all even keeping up with the trial going on right now? Day 2 with Derek Chauvin.
I haven't been keeping up with it. I keep up with it via social media, but I don't watch the news.
Yeah, I
don't
want to
watch TV like that.
I don't want to get into it from a political standpoint because it's very political right now. But just I've never seen a trial really where there were so many witnesses they couldn't show on TV because they're kids.
Mm-hmm. So many people watch. So many people.
So many kids seen what happened to George Floyd, and they're now witnesses and testifying.
Wow.
But they're not even able to show their faces on TV or on the media because they're kids.
Wow.
And then there was one adult that did testify about it. He was a karate instructor, and he said, "I recognize that move. That's a move that we teach. That's lethal."
Mm.
And it's just interesting hearing the other side talk about how basically he died from his prior drug abuses and, you know, just the things that he had in the system that all led up to his death. And it's just interesting seeing the court system play out in front of everybody's eyes right now and really seeing what's going on. I hope people are keeping up with this, and seeing what's really happening right now in the US.
Wow. Wow.
It is sad though.
Wow. Wow. I don't even have nothing to say.
I know.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, it's saddening. It's so saddening every time I hear stuff like what are we supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? Like it gets to the point of, so this happens, then there's a rebuttal for it, and now it's almost like, what are we supposed to do? So now you're able to justify even more what happened, and I don't know, man. It upsets me.
It is. I didn't mean to bring up that dark moment.
Nah,
So we'll go back to something lighter.
It definitely took me back to this summer.
You know, we're about on our anniversary, right?
Yeah.
and
That just
everybody
sound like
thinks
just-
it's over.
Yeah.
And oh,
Got a comment.
y'all gotta. I can't see that far.
The daughter testified and said,
The dispatcher.
okay.
You can still read it from there. I just put it up.
The
Dispatcher
dispatcher
testified and said he was on his neck for so long that he thought
the camera had
Or camera.
the
frozen.
camera feed had frozen.
Wow.
Goodness gracious.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I was saying. It was honestly like the parts that I was watching was hard to watch. I was trying to like click away and click back. And it just really brings the question of just empathy in our nation and just like, where are we at right now?
Mhm.
Okay.
You know, but I read something saying that like spring is new beginnings for everyone. You
Yeah.
know? And I'm hoping like it was a rough winter for everybody. You know, I'm
Mhm.
hoping the spring really is like new beginning and just like everyone feels this change that I feel like we're all kind of coming into right now.
Yeah. Because we're in a
Transitional.
transition. Like, it's almost like, you know, COVID's been here for so long, but that's starting to kind of phase itself out. I don't know if actually or just socially it's like that can't be a problem anymore, right? Just that I don't know where that is, but we're transitioning out of that into, you know, whatever the new world looks like. And I don't think nobody knows what, you know, people are trying to get back to whatever normal is and doing things normal, but I don't think things will ever be the same.
I think I think that's what people are looking for is constant new normal. I
Mhm.
think what I've learned the most is how to constantly pivot
Mm.
and stay on my toes
Mm.
and not be afraid of change. Like, so if I got a word today, if I got a call today that says something that needs to be shaking and moving, like I'm ready to go.
Mm.
Like I'm on my toes. I'm ready to adjust and pivot and readjust if need be to make sure that what I put in place continues to exist. And I think that's what I've taken from a lot of these months, these heavy months of you know, constant change, constant change. Is the new normal is being on your toes.
I love
The new
that.
normal is never knowing what's going to happen. So you constantly just stay prepared to not so much get up and move, but you keep the car running.
That's it.
Like
Keep the
that.
car running. Because you never know. Like the moment that you get too comfortable and things switch, then your whole life just shuts down.
Yeah.
That
And
is.
you don't know how to pack up everything. It becomes overwhelming. So instead, you just draw back and sit down.
Yeah, Nas, you really
When
say
you,
that.
when you stay on your toes,
That's
you ready. You constantly. You know, it's like a boxer. You stay on your toes.
and that's what I told my wife. Like before I left my job, I told her, I said, I'm tired of life happening to me. Right. I'm so tired of just waiting for something to happen. Right. Just for that next thing to come. And I told her at some point almost like you said, Keith, at some point you got to take the reins and you got to start to attack life, right? Because stuff gonna happen anyway, right? Things are gonna. I just got tired of waiting because 2019 was terrible for us, and we seemed like every phone call, who else? Like what happened? And stuff just kept happening, and we just decided that from this day forward, and I'm challenging all of you guys to do this too, is at some point, win, lose, or draw, you got to take life and you got to start to make it what you want, right? Even as things are happening, even as COVID, because we saw from the 2020 that we really don't have control over anything except what we decide to do, right? So I'm telling you is to figure out a way, and that can be starting a business, that can be choosing to get married, choosing to take that trip, choosing to do whatever that may be, but stop waiting for life just to haphazardly happen. Like, go attack, get on the offensive and start to attack and stop playing so much defense with life. Let's go after it.
I like that. And honestly, when I think about any other areas of life, how often are we just happy with like 8 years doing something continuously or 9 years, something being the same? We often try to make that change ourselves. Maybe this is everybody just getting that little fire put to the feet real quick, get up, get going.
Yeah. Because if you, and not to make this nothing, if you look into the animal kingdom, right? Like every animal wakes up every animal wakes up every morning and does what it's supposed to do, right? You see lions wake up and they go try to go eat. You see deers wake up and run. You see every animal wake up and do what they were designed to do. In the human world, right, for whatever reason, we got to find what we were designed to do.
I was gonna say that.
But we won't feel fulfilled until we wake up every day and do that thing or go after whatever that is, right? And what that looks like. And I truly feel every person has it. Every person has that thing that they can wake up. It might not look like this big, expensive, getting paid to do all of this extravagant stuff, but whatever that thing is, you need to figure out a way to be able to wake up and do it every single day. Or you're just not going to like life is going, man, this happened again. Man, this happened again. Man, this happened. And you're always going to be kind of life happening to you, so to speak.
I like that. So how you feeling right now, brother?
Who, me? No, I'm just taking it all in. I mean, I completely agree. I made that decision a little while ago of like, something's gonna happen regardless. So, I'm 100 miles per hour. Like, if not 110, I probably should get pulled over. With my way of thinking, but like, I look at it, and it's not a boastful way, but it's like, who's gonna stop me? Who's gonna stop me except for myself? If I sit myself down, that's what stops me.
People are getting in your way.
People are getting in your way, but
they're gonna stop you.
At some point, if you got the mindset of a train, like, I can see right through you. So, like, this past event, like, I just look at that like, okay, like, this is just a step. Like, this was just one of the steps that God placed for the end goal. Like, this was just a step. How do you maneuver through this? Okay, sit back, be grateful for it. Take all the lessons, write it down. Let's go again. Once you start getting too comfortable and looking at that, like, oh my God, I'm like, no, it's like, yo, like, what's next? That's where, and sometimes that can hinder you too, because it's like it's a constant battle, because you're constantly trying to figure out how to be in the present, and being in the present is tough. It's a tough thing to do, especially when you have the mindset of like a winner, and a warrior, or a king, whatever you want, because you're constantly looking at how to go forward, how to move forward, and people are looking at you to move forward. Keep pushing the level, keep pushing the level, keep pushing the level, keep pushing the level. So it's tough to be present. That's something I probably struggle with, is being like present and like being in the moment and not looking in the middle of the event of how can I make this better. But that's also what keeps me going. Right. That's another reason why like I continue to do, because in those moments I'm like, yeah, I could have done better. It's a negative and a positive. That's just a little bit of transparency on me, like of just I know that I can do better of just like being in that moment and being so in that moment. And I do well, like, you know, talking to people and dapping people up and smiling and, you know, thank yous and being there. But a lot of times in my mind, I'm like very much like, all right, next time I'm gonna make sure this, next time I'm gonna make sure this, boom, 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 boom. And I'll go home and I'll reflect and I'll journal and pray about it. And then I'll start planning. But
I love it.
yeah, I just don't want people to be, like you said, like, don't get comfortable. Constantly look for that discomfort. I mean, I posted that. Don't constantly look for that discomfort, because if you're comfortable, it's like a baby. Like when they're teething and stuff like that, they cry, it hurts. Like, but they're growing. Like things are happening. So definitely constantly look for that discomfort and attack life.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Shout out to you. Welcome to Roanoke event was phenomenal.
Appreciate
Absolutely.
It was amazing.
Appreciate it.
Man, and it's so crazy what can come out of your mind, you know, in you, but then just people in general, like things can come to life, right? If you're willing to, number one, manifest it and say it and speak it, and once you speak it, write it down. Then once you write it down, start to work towards it. And then if your focus is getting it out and not so much the response, then I feel like it will go exactly how you wanted it to go, right? How you wanted it to go. It might not go what everyone else, but exactly how you wanted it to go. Things could be better. You get input, but I think it's all about, you know, making things come to life, man. And Welcome to Roanoke was, I felt proud to be.
I can't do nothing but smile. Honestly.
Yeah. You know, I felt proud to be a part of that and of the event and be a part of. And I'm not from Roanoke, so but to be a part of just something of that nature where it hadn't been that way, right? So to see something transcending and going to another level, it just makes it like things don't gotta stay the same, right? So I went back to my drawing board of all right, let me push the envelope in my lane to push it even a little bit further, because it doesn't have to be the same. It doesn't have to be, you know, just normal, right? You can push and you can expand in whatever atmosphere you're in, because that's how stuff grows. So if everybody's pushing on their lane, then we're going to continue to grow and we're going to continue to build. So, man, I appreciate it.
The name was definitely appropriate.
It was.
I felt like I met a lot of people, and it was almost a new introduction to Roanoke. It was a lot of different faces. You know, just that blend is what we said we don't see in Roanoke.
I'm there, and I told them, where all these people be at? Who are you?
That's the Roanoke crowd we look for.
Where you at? Like what is, because again, that crowd, you go to DC's, you go to the Atlantas, you go to all these other places looking for and it's easy to find. I'm like, bro, this is dope.
They exist. I think that's something that I tapped into early. And when I say this all the time, I said it on the podcast plenty of times. I can find my DC here. I can find my New York. I can find my Atlanta. I can find my LA. I can find my different ethnicities. I can find my different cultures. I can find different, you know, countries. I can find my islands. I can find it because I knew when I got here, like, I had to make this what I wanted it to be. Right. I knew God put me here for however long he's going to keep me here. I'm not going to be miserable while I'm here. Like, I'm going to find the people. Like, I look at Roanoke. Talking to my mentee yesterday, she was like, yo, you advocate so much for your city. She was like, and I see how bad I talk about Norfolk. And I'm like, yo, like, because I look at home and I'm like, I see it. Like, I see the people. I knew when I talked to Nicole about doing the, like, planning the event. I don't know how that happened.
Shout out to Simple Touch.
When I looked at them about, like, hey, look, this is my vision. I want a line out the door.
Right.
This is how I want it to work. Boom. Right. I want them to come in through here. I want them to go out. Everything, like, don't change your vision for nobody. Like, don't change that vision for
Mm.
nobody. Because when I rode down the street and saw a line, like it was like, oh, this is happening.
This is it.
Like God,
This
like
is it.
okay,
we here
like
now.
don't get overwhelmed, bro. Because this is
That's
what you
it.
asked
That's
for.
what you asked for.
This is what you asked for. So, like all of that goes back to say, like Roanoke is a very, very, very peculiar place, and if you really take the time to figure it out, you can get a lot of stuff done here that will launch you to whatever you want to do. If you want to go to a big city, but if you got the moments, if you got the time right now in this city, bro, you can really like tap into some major things, some major connections,
Amazing.
some major people doing some major things. It doesn't always have to be a big city platform for you to start something. Like it doesn't. And I just looked at like I just created the pop-up game here.
You did.
Like I don't care what nobody says. I just created Jesus Christ.
Hopefully they can't hear it.
Got a
They can't
morning
hear
call.
Answer that phone,
Yeah.
boy.
it. You better say
I just like literally I just created the pop-up game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you look at any other designer, any other clothing brand that's in New York, Philly, Chicago, whatever. They do pop-ups, 2-day event, lines wrapped around the city, sell out, and they get out.
And they do.
That's it.
I just created that, bro.
That's
That's
it.
it.
Like I don't care what nobody says. Like I'm marking my
Stamp it.
Yeah,
You
I'm
better say it.
stamping that.
That's
Like,
it.
It's
That's
like
it.
stamp.
I put a mark on the city, and I told myself that. I told everybody I know, like before I leave the city, people will know the things that I've done, and I'm so proud to just
That's it.
be able to say like my vision is coming to life,
That's it.
Right.
and I'm around people that are constantly be able to see it, be inspired, and then let their vision come to life.
Mhm.
Right.
That's all I want to do is inspire. That's all I want to do. I know somebody in that line was looking and was like, darn, I could do this.
Yep.
If they do something, then I've won.
That's
That's
it.
it.
I've won.
And everybody's going to get an opportunity.
Absolutely.
Just when you get that chance,
That's it.
do not waste it.
Absolutely.
Just go after it.
That's it.
Put the work in.
Right.
Don't be
That's
scared to fail.
Intimidation is so cold, isn't it?
It is, and even within the sports arena, you know, so much stuff is no, you can't do that. You can't.
Mhm.
It's to the point now where I'm going to do it. I'm going to continue to push, and we're gonna make it happen.
Got a comment.
I've been flashing them up.
Be quiet.
You put it up like somebody could
I
read it.
just let
Anyway, yeah.
Okay. No matter the city, no matter the city, town, place where you are, you can start a movement, serve, organize, empower, and be the change. Absolutely.
That's it. That's it.
Absolutely.
And
I've been
I
loving
think,
all your comments today.
Yeah. And I love that because your impact might not be the same impact. Like serve, empower, you know, be the change. Like it's so many different ways that, you know, I know when I first moved back, my vision was so small, and I just knew I want to mentor some kids. So I was looking at X, man, he already doing that. But then as you start to walk in your lane, you start to see it's completely different,
Mhm.
right? It's completely you get on, you support where you can, and then you start to create your own lane and recognize like there's a whole different genre of help and support, and your dream, just because it's small now, might seem like it's the same, but as you start to work towards it and get, you know, and put the work in for what you want, you'll start to see it's completely different.
Absolutely.
Completely different.
It's amazing. I think back when we just like, what has it been? 3 years now with us just
Man,
doing this.
At where we was at the collab.
The collab.
Collab. I still
Collab.
remember we had a 9-hour meeting.
Mm.
Y'all remember that? It was like it
don't.
was when we had the whiteboard and
Oh,
we
yeah,
were.
yeah, yeah.
It was a Saturday. We was talking about Imagine Me.
Yeah.
We was talking about
That's
this.
crazy.
Yeah.
It was a whole entire Saturday.
Yeah,
Like
I believe that. And then we used to pull the all-nighters as well.
Yeah.
yeah, man. And that's the thing. I'm not even saying that we're to a certain point.
Right.
But we've put the work
The
in.
work
Like
in.
we put the work in. We've been consistent. This stuff doesn't happen overnight.
doesn't.
People see what happened. People
It
see the
doesn't.
pop-up. People
Mhm.
see, you know, you working with the kids. People see what I do, but none of that happened overnight. It was
You're
so many
and
emotions.
there's so much more work to put into it.
Exactly.
Like
So
it's
much
so
more.
much because you get to a level and you really see like damn, bro, like that was easy.
That was easy.
Staying up all night, like that was easy.
That was almost fun. Sleeping on the couch.
Fun.
That was
like,
man, that was
almost fun. Now you get to it, it's like, damn,
We got to do
like,
more.
Yeah,
like you got to do so
That's
much more. So
That's-
be careful what you ask for.
Oh my God.
Be careful what you ask for, because heavy is the head that wears the crown. Like
That's right.
That's it.
you want to walk around.
But it's like my boy Dom said up there: faith without work is dead.
Absolutely.
I mean, just
Absolutely.
plain and simple. And racial change founder in the house. That's right.
Oh, nice,
Racial change
nice.
founder in the house. We love it. Love from the Radford brothers.
That's it. That's it. That's it. How are you?
That's what's up. Yeah, I'm in a good place. Like it's so much more work to be done. I think I was reflecting on it and I was just like, God, like you're really doing works. Like I really felt this weekend like, okay, I'm called.
Mhm.
Like I'm really called. Like,
Mhm.
I love
like
it.
I really got that feeling of like, God, okay,
Mhm.
you're doing something. My mom gave me a prophecy like 2 years ago and was just like, yo, you're gonna be a fisher of men.
That's it.
And then I didn't know what capacity it was gonna be in, but I see in everything I put my hands in now, it's like God is like, oh yeah. We're gonna bring these people, close. And it don't have nothing to do with like religion or anything like that. It's just like, yo, like I like with my voice and tools, I'm able to bring people together and create an atmosphere of positivity and change.
Right.
And I just pray that I continue to inspire and I can continue to just like let my love just overflow on people and on you and you put it to your people, and it just all creates this whole thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Yeah.
continues to just work and work and work.
That's
And
it.
people are just change and change and
That's
change.
it.
Like I
That's
see it.
And
I can see it.
And one thing I can be honest about is, brother, you putting in 5 years is what led to me only taking 5 months.
Right.
You
That's
know,
it.
And
I appreciate
it's like,
that.
That's
I
it.
appreciate
like
That's
that's
it.
honest,
That's-
you know.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
You're absolutely right. And being able to put yourself in that, man, it's just phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
Like you can't even put into words just a mindset shift and what you can start for someone else just by being brave enough to go after it, right? And to keep going, but without, progress comes with adversity, and that's a part of it. And you have to recognize that just as with as many of these highs, there's just as many lows that are going to be there. That the universe and whatever you believe is going to see if this is what you really want. Right. It's going to test. Is this really what you want
every day?
Is this okay? You said that.
Right.
Is this?
Let me throw this curve. That's why I'm always on my toes.
Is this really what you want? And I think as long as you continue to be, move forward and continue to try your best to do everything you can to move forward, man, it's impossible. And I tell my kids, it's one of our 7 plays of life. It's impossible to stop a man who will not quit.
Yeah.
It is impossible. There's no like you can't. If you don't stop, there's nothing on this earth that will stop you.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. And it might set you back. It might take you longer. You might not be able to do it here. That's it.
You're gonna have to kill
you
me.
might have to move across the country. You that's it.
You gotta take my life.
And that's how I feel. Like everything that I do.
Don't kill me.
And we about to go to but that's where the mindset is. I'm willing to lose everything.
Yes.
Oh, that's it.
Like every single thing.
You said that this weekend.
That's it.
You said I invested.
Take it all,
bro.
Yeah.
The moment that you and I learned this from just reading and music, like Nip just saying like, yo, like at some point you remember I said 2 episodes ago, bet on yourself.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
So when
That's
I got in
all
those
in.
moments with this, of just like, I can't do that. I know, put it all in.
Put it all in.
It'll come back.
It is.
It ain't yours.
Anyway,
It's not mine.
That's right.
and anything you
My
have,
voice just cracked.
and anything
It's
you
not
have
mine,
before,
like, it's not mine. I'm going through puberty.
oh man, and anything you had before you started your journey wasn't technically meant for you to have.
Yeah.
So if you lose it, that's just God. Like I see the image of God got the
no
big
attachment
bear
to it.
behind his back, and he's asking you for the little bear. Like, give it to me.
Yeah.
You got to be willing to lose it. So I'm to the point. It's so like, bro, you're gonna have to take me
There's
out
no
because
attachment.
because
Yes,
I
understand.
Yeah.
because it's not even about me becoming famous. It's
Mhm.
about the mission I was given, and I'm going to accomplish it. Like, there's too many lives that I'm supposed to cross paths with that I feel like I'm going to be able to impact to get to where they need to go. Right.
Mhm.
So everything good counsel, everything motivate to get. I'm sorry, like if you don't like it, start your own and do what you need to do there. Right. Or get with it. But I'm not going to stop.
That's it.
Like I'm
That's
out
it.
in the water now. Like I'm too far. Like I might as well keep swimming because
Right.
if I go back, it's the same distance,
Yeah, you
right?
just
It's the
go out
same
time
distance.
back.
I can't. It's the point of no return. So
Okay.
we might as well keep going, man. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. I mean,
Absolutely.
and I'll double back and say like what you said. You said no attachment. I think one of the things that I learned on this path, and I'm nowhere near where I'm gonna get, but I've really learned like this last year is take self out.
Mhm.
Like when you truly take self out, like a lot of things get held up because we got self in it.
Mm.
And it's like, I need to do this. I need to
Mhm.
do this. Like, I need to be seen as this. I need to be seen as this. Your face is already on the face of the business. Like people gonna know it's you.
Right.
There's so many things that I do that I don't get credit for.
Mm.
But I don't when you're truly like when you truly take self out of it and know that this is what you were supposed to do, and that's when things start to really unfold.
Yeah.
That's when
Yeah.
things are really like, okay,
Yeah.
like okay, because it's not about me no more.
Facts.
Like that event was not about me. That event unlocked so many people's minds and so many people's hearts. So many people just had pride and like, yo, like I love that I'm from Roanoke. I ain't never wore a t-shirt.
That's the takeaway from it.
That's the takeaway.
That's it.
That's it.
Shout out,
Right.
Renee.
That's the takeaway of like, it's not about me. It's about how can I bring back students that are leaving that are at college. How can I bring them back
That's it.
to school?
That's
I mean,
it.
bring them back
That's
to the
always
city
been the
to work
goal.
here for a little while.
It's-
How can I create 3 more of us
Right.
That's it.
that come back
Right.
and want to work in the city? Like that's how I look at it.
It's so much bigger than you, right? And if you don't feel like it's bigger than you, then it's not big enough. You know what I'm saying? Like it has to be. It has to be big. It has to transcend even what your capacity could even do, right? You know, it has to. Then that's just how I feel. So taking you out is all about making sure that it's big enough and making sure, you know, where the glory goes. But shout out Renata. Thank you for tuning in, fellow mental health professional out here in these streets. I love
Absolutely.
it. I love it. I love it.
Fellas,
What we got? Y'all be sure to go tune in, man. New episodes out. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're bringing some new stuff, trying something a little bit different, enhancing the quality and things of that nature. We got some amazing guests. Champ Hubbard was just our last guest on. Mama Donna was on our first episode. Go check out those. If you've been listening to this one, go check us out. What y'all got coming up? Anything?
Stay tuned within Imagine Me. We'll be hosting like spring break. So if you got any kids that want to come during the day and get some love and some activities, we'll be doing that for spring break. For Humble Hustle Company, we got some hikes coming up. Our Pretty Humble girls are about to embark on some more things, so stay tuned with that. Another program, little 6-week program should be launching soon. Within the clothing, definitely a big announcement coming soon. Just stay tuned in and look forward to the best in however way I can help the city and anybody that, you know, is trying to do something. I feel like it's tough to say what because it's always something. It's always something.
That's it.
comes
That's
out.
it. It's always coming. That's it.
It's always coming.
For me, same as always, Strokes of Genius Tutoring. We have some more openings for spring break, as well as I have an announcement coming up soon for the summer.
I love it. I love it. I love it. With us, Motivate the Game, we got one of the largest senior showcases coming to the area.
Congratulations.
It's It's an invite only combine, motivation combine. What's up?
I want to say I saw you walk one of the students out.
Walking.
It might have been for the senior night.
Oh yeah,
I just
yeah,
want to
yeah,
say
yeah,
that was really cool.
Yeah,
That was
I
really
appreciate
cool.
that, man. That's huge. I told him that if I don't do nothing else, then I've accomplished the goal.
Yeah,
Right?
was huge.
That was huge because somebody did that for me, and getting the opportunity to do that for someone else, it shows that. And that wasn't why I did it. Like people don't see, like they see me connected to all these people, see you connected to all these kids, but y'all don't know the trenches you had to go in with these kids to get them to that point, right? So that was really, really dope. Shout out to Keith. Out at Glenver, going out to Ferrum College in the fall. But Motivation Combine Senior Showcase coming in May, going to be huge 2-day event. You got a combine professional coming in who travels the country and puts on professional combines for athletes. So all the electronic jump pads, electronic 40, the laser 40-yard dash, all of that stuff. We're looking to get 32 of the best in Southwest Virginia. People will know we have amazing. You don't have to travel no more for great events, for great football events further than Roanoke. You can stay local. You don't got to go to UVA, Virginia Tech, Nike camps, Elite 11. We're trying to bring all of that here.
Okay, nice. Sounds good. I'll finish up today with a quote. Excuses are tools in which incompetent individuals build monuments of nothing.
That takes me back to a place.
Does it? I heard that the other day reading. And I was like, wow. I want to end it on that one.
Yeah, I didn't learn that.
Yeah, I know what you.
Shout out to the bros.
That's it.
I learned that poem when I was online.
Wow. Okay.
It's a great poem.
And I didn't know that was a whole poem. I want the whole poem now.
Yeah,
hey, y'all take care. Thinking out loud.
Peace.
Season 4.
Yee.